Hi, this is Sporty King, the master of listening, and I'm excited to be one of the 2020 Visionaries. We're six heart centered thought leaders and influencers based in the greater Charlotte area, excited to deliver our pandemic perspectives to help you keep it together while we're in this together, experiencing it differently. Today, I'll be talking to fellow visionary Ronnie Bryant. This coronavirus has put all of us into unknown and challenging territory. And that's why we're doing this series of interviews to share our individual and collective wisdom about not just surviving these difficult days, but thriving when life takes us into its new normal. Ronnie, what are some things you think we could be doing collectively or individually to help people navigate this new storm?
Well, good morning, and thanks for this opportunity, Sporty. I really believe this is an opportunity for us as individuals, as well as the organizations that we're associated with, to really understand first that we are experiencing a a a change or a shift that is developing right before our eyes and changing every day. And I truly believe we're fooling ourselves if we think that at some point in the future, whether it's 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, we'll wake up and it'll be business as usual. Those of us who are able to understand the shift that's taking place and can start learning how to conduct our lives, whether personally or professionally, in this new paradigm, are the ones that will be successful going forward. So the number one uh, piece of advice I would give is the realization that things have changed and they will definitely be different. That's not necessarily a negative.
Right.
Truly, it's a positive. But understanding the change, you probably have some of the same experiences when you talk to people and your whole conversation is about, well, getting back to this or getting back to that. I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, that you think you need to get back to might not be something you need to do going forward. This whole notion of using social media the way we're using it, the way we're connecting,
That's a huge
the way
change.
people are coming out of their homes, helping and looking out for people who might need to be not necessarily quarantined, but just stay out of the public.
Okay.
Going to the grocery store for elderly. I
Yeah.
think that's bringing and showing a sense of compassion that we kind of lost sight. We lost sight of. I
Hmm.
think we got really caught up on the economic upturn that this country had taken, and we were all feeling real good about what has happened in the stock market. Those of us in the stock market, what has happened in the last 3 years or so, and what our gains have been. Well, understand, Sporty, all of that has been wiped out now.
Hmm.
All of that has been wiped out now.
Well, let me put a pin, as they say, let me put a pin in there right now.
Go ahead, put a pin in there.
So, and I like the caption of what the last thing you just said. People have lost sight, and what I do is I link that back to how I think you opened, which was beautiful. You opened by talking about opportunity, understanding, and then and change. How often people have to recognize that change is something that we've been doing all along.
Mhm.
So what type and let me add, I always say people think they're not good at change, but change is just challenge with an LLE in the middle.
Mhm.
CHALLENGE, and LLE, the acronyms, life's learning experience.
That's
What
right.
learning experiences do we have that can help people who have lost sight shift them back into sight?
I think the experience, number one, as I was mentioning just about the stock market.
Yes.
You feeling all good all of a sudden about your financial position, and then in a matter of days, that's a life-changing experience. You're running or you're operating the top restaurant in your community. You're booming every day or every evening at dinner. And within a matter of days, your place is locked up. You laid all of your employees off. That was quick. And it was something totally out of your control.
Right.
That's a life-changing experience. And that is what I'm seeing. With now, you see people turning inward and being less concerned about what they have, and really showing some genuine concern for people. You see the notion of how we conduct business. Well, when most of our communities are following the CDC guideline of no more than 10 people. So we're not having face-to-face meetings, but we are, and I can speak personally, we're having some very productive meetings via Zoom.
Yeah.
And getting things done. And I'm not getting on an airplane or sitting in a conference room somewhere. I get to sit here in the RLB compound and conduct business.
Wait, slow down, because somebody missed that. The RLB compound.
This is corporate headquarters, baby. And truly, I sit here and haven't missed a beat. I mean, haven't missed a beat.
And see there, and there's what I think that you're so right there, is how people think they're missing a beat right now. Please. But in fact they aren't. This is just the new normal is here.
The new normal is here, and there's no reason some of this can't or shouldn't continue once we get relieved from the type of restrictions that's been imposed on our gatherings. And I think truly, as I said earlier, how you relate to ways of things that are different now will determine how successful you are. In the end, because if you get to the end of this and your only goal is to try to restore what you had prior to, without understanding the changes that took place over this 60, 90, 120-day period, or whatever it turns out to be, then you're hurting yourself. You're trying to recreate something that no longer exists. But think about, how can I live my life different? Why is it that I could connect with family members almost daily? Why do I have to go back to connecting with them every 6 months? You know, why is it can I be more compassionate about my neighbors on the street who I know are elderly? I did it then. Why can't I continue that? You follow me?
Yeah, and don't just ask yourself that retrospectively. Right. Answer it.
Answer the question. Yeah. It's not a rhetorical question.
Thank you, rhetorical.
This is the new me. This is the new me. This is where I'm less focused. See, this is one of the things that's interesting also, that I think we really need to take into consideration. This is from an economic perspective, which is unfortunate. We want to put this in the economic box instead of the health box, which is a mistake in itself. But playing along with that, you see this comparison of the economic downturn of 2008, late 2007. One of the most significant differences is that the economic recession didn't necessarily hurt those at the bottom.
Okay.
They went on, they were making $10, $12 an hour. It hurt those at the top. Well, where did this one start? On both ends. It hit the stock market and it wiped out. We literally saw the hospitality industry in this country wiped out in a matter of days. And it put all of these low-wage earners on the street.
And look at that beautiful picture you painted, right? The top, the bottom, and see where right now there's something in between. It had to come together because we were both being hit at the same time.
We're there together.
That's what we do.
So you are seeing now government step up as we speak, debating one of the most significant economic packages to help people. And government has to step in and ensure that we take care of those who need to be taken care of. It's a new era. There are some businesses now that have shut down that are not going to reopen. You know, there are product lines that have been discontinued that will not continue or be restored. You've seen manufacturing facility shifting. For example, I think one of the General Motors plants now producing respirators. I mean, we are adapting because we are an adaptable being, and we're adapting for the common good.
Yes.
We are adapting for the common good.
That made me take a nice deep breath. Yeah, because that's got to be a statement with an asterisk, not an asterisk, with an exclamation mark, where people have to realize it's not a question. It's an R statement. We are adapting for the greater good. That's beautiful. Thanks.
It is. You're welcome. It makes me feel good. I mean, I see it. I'm witnessing it. People really going out of their way to help others.
And you know, when I taking down notes and jotting down things as you speak, and going a little bit backwards, I love how, you know, when you talked about the return and the businesses that won't be restored, you know, I work with the military, and one of the things we talk to our service members about with the reintegration is reminding them that they're not coming home or back to the way things were, but they're coming home to the way things are going to be with new tools.
Right.
And so everybody has this new tool of being what? Of being themselves. And so that connects to what you were saying. And you know, I love alliteration. I love your C words: compassion, concern, and then consistency. You know, compassion, concern, and consistency. Really care about your fellow man, as you just gave me that inhale about us being able to handle this. And, you know, and then do it consistently, and then that extra C that goes with it, and then you take it from here is the CDC.
Listen to them. No, I think for what, you know, as much as we have a health issue here and an economic health, a medical health issue, we have a mental health concern, an emotional issue. You can't allow yourself to become despondent. You've got to be optimistic. You've got to believe that this too will pass. Now, if you're a Christian, it's very easy to do that. You've got that grounding. But all of us need to have something that we believe in that will get us through this. And being very observant of what you're doing and how you do it. And making the best of it. If you're working from home, with your company, if you're at home with your kids, make that time as productive as possible.
Mm-hmm.
not just sit around and watch television or play video games. Make it productive.
And that's not to say don't take a break. It's,
Exactly.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Live your life,
Yeah.
but this is not a vacation.
Right.
It should not be a vacation, especially for our kids.
Yes.
They are losing some valuable classroom time,
Mm-hmm.
and they need that mental stimulation as well as that the information uh, that needs to be applied to them also. They need that exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some online tools out there that can help parents develop little curriculum and things in an effort to keep kids engaged.
Okay, well, you know what? I think kids are a great way to close it out. Um, what words you want to say to the children or their parents? Because I believe we touch children's lives by refreshing parents. So what's this final nugget you want to hit us with?
Parents, I would say that I would hope that you would take every opportunity to keep your kids engaged in the learning process. Keep them exposed, keep them exploring, but also let them have some fun too. And
True.
and take this family time, take advantage of this family time
Yes.
and really enjoy it, because this is probably unique in the sense where some parents are probably spending now more direct face-to-face time with their kids consistently than they've done in a long time.
Right.
And so this is great.
It is. It is.
This is great. So take advantage of it. Turn what might be perceived as a negative into a positive. This too shall pass.
Right. And again, as you say, for Christian believers, uh, perhaps you were prepared for such a time as this.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, look, now is a time for calm consideration of the true options. So please follow and share the 2020 Visionaries as we bring you pandemic perspectives toward helping you keep it together while we're in it together, experiencing it differently. Ciao.